Right, hello lads and lasses and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where today, shocking, I know, 3 videos in a row, someone called the police. But today we are covering the heartfelt message of Ryo Hatate for the retiring icon that is Shunsuke Nakamura, and the Celtic youth player who is attracting interest from some top European clubs. I was going to say high profile, but let's be real, some of them aren't really anymore. Anyways, before we go any further, if you guys are enjoying the content and you want to help support the channel, the extremely best way to do so is to click that like button and click that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, as we're all aware, the Celtic legend that is Shunsuke Nakamura is hanging up the boots after an illustrious 26-year career. Now, that career spanned over Japan, Scotland, and Spain. Now, Celtic, of course, led the tributes for the man from Japan, putting out a video where our current Japanese contingent at Celtic spoke on his impact and his influence on them, and none were more touching than Ryo Hatate'S. Ryo, he is just far too nice off the pitch as he is on the pitch. And on the pitch, it's a bit of an issue when he's, helping up players after being abused all game. So, rather, let's have a look at what he said. Shunsuke Nakamura, thank you for all your hard work over the years. Thank you for all the wonderful inspirations you gave us. I was personally invited to dinner during the off-season. After talking with you, I felt much better and understood the importance of playing for Celtic. I've really admired you for a long time. You were my star. You have been inspiring me for a long time, and I will do my best to be the next player who can inspire someone else. Thank you for all your hard work over the years. So it's clear that Ryo really appreciates Naka, and you think so a bit more than the others, considering he plays the exact same position and almost a very similar role to how Naka was utilized at Celtic. Now, while I am not old enough to remember the times of Naka at Celtic, my dad does like to remind me that he was pretty awesome. And I think it goes to show how awesome he was when he actually was nominated for the Ballon d'Or. So I just thought it was really cool to see Hatate give that little message for Nakamura, because I did cover on the channel earlier in pre-season when Hatate returned back home to Japan for a couple weeks, and he did in fact have dinner with Shunsuke Nakamura. Now, I was not at the dinner, but I can pretty much safely guarantee that Celtic was brought up in that conversation. And yeah, well, happy retirement to the legend that is Shunsuke Nakamura. People will miss you. We will all miss you. But moving on, and a 5th European club has reportedly gained interest in Celtic's rising star of the B team, Rocco Vata. Now, for those who don't know, Rocco is the son of Celtic cult hero Rudi Vata, and for those also unaware, he is a 17-year-old attacking midfielder, winger sort of player, who regularly features for Darren O'Dea's B team, and also in the UEFA Youth League, which is the Under-19s tournament. Now, a lot of people have earmarked Vata to really be able to, as one of the players who's really going to have a good chance of breaking into the Celtic first team a few years down the line. Now, I do say a few years down the line, because we have to remember he is only 17 years old, and by no means is he Karamoko Dembele, or is he, a young 17-year-old Lionel Messi. Because while he is certainly better than others at his age, he still has a bit of a developing to go. Now, reports suggest that European clubs are interested in recruiting Vata to their own youth setups. Now, this includes a host of teams, including Arsenal, Manchester City, AC Milan, Roma, and now Juventus. Now, this is bringing back deja vu to the Ben Doak situation, because Vata has been at Celtic since he was 7. Homegrown talent. That is already 10 years, and there is the possibility he could look at getting a fresh start somewhere else, or just a change of scenery. Hopefully not, though. Although it wouldn't be surprising, because it is a hard place at Celtic to crack into the first team. It is everywhere. And while, let's be completely honest, while the reason it is hard at Celtic is because we have the funds and resources to buy better players. Now, while a lot of people do criticize Celtic for being one of the hardest setups in the world to crack into the first team, let's take a look. Callum McGregor, James Forrest, Stevie Walsh, and Anthony Ralston. Those are 4 homegrown talents who are currently in the first team, and all of them see substantial minutes. Maybe not Stephen Walsh, because he is behind Jens Carter Vickers, Starfelt, and yeah, those three. So it is a bit harder for Welshie to get some minutes, but regardless, they're still in and around the first team every single week. And for Ralston, Callum McGregor, who is our captain, and Jamesy Forrest, they are seeing quite great minutes at the moment. Now, compare that to a club like Manchester City, who have Phil Foden and Cole Palmer in their first team. Those are the only two homegrown talents they have in their first team. Now, if I didn't look this up, I would have no clue as to who Cole Palmer is anyways. Now, that is easy for me to say as I'm not a Manchester City fan, but still, it goes to show that Celtic really isn't, compared to some of the other teams in the world and some of the teams that are looking at trying to sign Vata, it's much harder to break into the first team there than at Celtic. Now, while Celtic are consistently criticised for our Pathways projects into the first team, as I just demonstrated, we have 4 players in our squad who were brought up through our academy. So too, as well, people have to remember the demand on Celtic to win every single match is sky high. You know, that demand is only placed on the best teams from each league in the world. They are expected to win every single game because they are the best in that league. So when you are expected to win those many games, you know, literally not drop points, you need to be signing the best that your club can afford. And if we can sign better than, you know, the youth players who are coming through the ranks, that's what Ange will do, and that's what Celtic will do to guarantee ourselves results. Now, how does that mini rant relate to Rocco Vata in any sense? Because he will most likely get an opportunity at Celtic. Maybe not this year, unless in the unlikely event of an injury crisis, but more likely next season in pre-season when he is a year older. He's had a year of experience, especially in the UEFA Youth League, and hopefully next season he'll also have more opportunities in the Youth League, as I do predict Celtic to go on and win the league. But I don't believe he will have a better opportunity at cracking into first team football at anywhere, at any of the clubs mentioned, other than at Celtic. So, mini rant over, but I do believe that if Rocco Vata wants to make the most of his career, he needs to stick it out at Celtic for a couple more years and hope for that opportunity. If the opportunity does not come, then by all means he can seek that elsewhere, but he is only 17 years old, a developing footballer. He's younger than me, for Christ's sake. So yeah, he's got a lot to look forward to. And finally, today I think it's important to note Greg Taylor, because I don't believe I gave him enough praise yesterday. I believe I was too focused on ranting on the comedy act that is VAR, which a lot of you did agree with me on. Now, who knew a left back could be a super sub? Now, I know the game happened on Saturday and it is Monday now, but still I feel I overlooked him and he deserves a amount of praise, because even though he just went and scored the match winner, there is still an element of him being underappreciated. He's a left back, for Christ's sake. Why the hell is he in the 6 yard in the keeper's 6 yard box? Who the hell knows? But he was there and he got the match winner, and it is a testament to Ange and Ange's footballing ability that we never stop. And Greg Taylor didn't stop. He came on as a super sub. He's meant to be on the halfway line or on the left flank, but he's right there in front of the goal, and he made it count. His first ever Premiership goal for Celtic. I think what a time to get it. And I would like to mention that Ange himself did play as a fullback, which I'm sure a lot will know in his playing days. And I think that would be really touching for him to see that the fullback got the winner, and, you know, not just Georges Giacomakis, who seems to make a habit of just popping up out of nowhere and scoring each game. But that is all from me. So if you guys did enjoy the content and you want to help support the channel, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave in the comments below your thoughts on anything talked about in this video, specifically the Vata situation. Do you think he is in the right to go? Do you think he should stick it out at Celtic? Let me know, and until next time, hail, hail.